Yes, my Jamaican people. Welcome to the Jamaican Young Police channel, where you get the truth, facts, no hyperbole, no support for criminals, no support for thieving police. You know, we are just here for decent, honest, ethical, and hard-working police officers who are serving in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the victims of crime, and the people who are living in the ghettos that are pretty much hostages. So yes, my people, welcome. So what you have just observed is two of Jamaica's most precious and protected Jamaicans that's living in the island. These guys are just here on the bike with the gun that's robbed this little bar that's in Crossroads Police here, in St. Andrew Central. These guys with the guns that rob these poor people of their property. These guys do not like to work. They don't want to work. And the system is designed for them in every way. That these guys, that when they rob these people, they get a second chance. And their second chance to come back and commit more robberies. Because the thing is that the government and the people, the criminals unions. Yes, in Jamaica the criminals have unions, just like in the United States. Federal employees or people who work for the city, and they are unionized. In Jamaica, Jamaican criminals, they're people who are wrongdoers. They have unions that provide them with incentive and benefits from the government at the taxpayers' base. Unwillingly not known to the taxpayers, because most of them they're just as illiterate as the criminals, and most of them are criminal minded, so they don't mind the criminals get some of their taxes that they're paying, because some of them they think the same. So that's why these guys just went up, pull his gun, the other one on the bike, and looking out. The only person that be looking out for it is the police, because the police is the only one that stand between the criminals and the law-abiding citizens. But that's how it is in Jamaica, and the people have to pretty much suck it up. That's how it is. Do you know who is the victim right here? It's not the people who are getting robbed. It's the people with the guns. They are the victims because the system failed them. I don't know what their union bosses in Jamaica want the Jamaican society and government to do for these people when they're lazy. They don't like to read. They shun education because they say education is a white man thing. But they are more powerful than the educated people in Jamaica because they have unions. So I want you to watch this. video of what this family back in New York is saying about their loved one who was murdered in Jamaica, killed, and the person who was killed there hasn't been arrested as yet. Because that's how it is in Jamaica. Killers these are the people who are people celebrate, not the law-abiding people. You have to be a criminal in Jamaica for people to look up to you. Yes, that's how, unfortunately, that's how it is. But they're not telling you all of that. So I wanted to check out this video. Right.
They beat her. Why did they slit her throat? Why?
The family of model and aspiring filmmaker Desiree Gibbon is in their Queens home without closure. The 26-year-old's body is 1,500 miles away in Jamaica, where she was found murdered Saturday in a small town outside the resort her grandmother owns in Montego Bay. We spoke to her mother, Andrea, last night.
In a bush, in the country, where she would never have traveled, not ever. It was an isolated, desolate area. Nothing there.
Gibbon is convinced her daughter, who was looking for work on the island, was killed by someone known to her.
It wasn't a random act of violence. It is somebody she knew. It is somebody she trusted.
Desiree Gibbon's aunt hoping that in the struggle, the murderer's DNA was left behind.
Desi's a strong girl. She's very street smart. And she fought to her last breath.
As the murder investigation continues, the family now working to expedite the process to get a death certificate and bring her back to New York.
I need her home. I need to lay her to rest. We need to mourn her here.
Unfortunately, Gibbon's parents, bound for Jamaica, walked back into their apartment building this morning, bags in hand. Their early morning flight was canceled, delaying the most difficult trip of their lives. Desiree Gibbon's family will try again tomorrow to fly out to Jamaica in search for more answers, telling me investigators have only said that no one is in custody for her murder. In Hollis, Queens, Magdalene.
Unfortunately, Miss Desiree Gibbon's mother, in case she didn't get the memo, in Jamaica it's a total different set of rules when it comes on to crime. It's not like in America where the criminals have rights but limited rights. In Jamaica, the criminals have every right. You understand what I'm saying? If the criminal, the person who killed the daughter, if his lawyer wanted the police not to take his DNA, they cannot do it. And legally, that's a law they're running to. Because you have to understand how things operate in Jamaica. Because in Jamaica, the criminals there in Jamaica, they have unions. Just like how you have the International Association of Firefighters. In Jamaica, Jamaican criminals have unions. And they're called human rights groups. These are the people that lobby the government and pressure them, and then they are able to go to Europe and get these people to pass laws to protect the murderers. And the man who killed your daughter, that man, who killed her, he will never face justice because in Jamaica, informer must dead. And even the police who have the necessary information or evidence to arrest and charge your daughter's killer, the chance of him seeing court is slim to none because we have a corrupt system in Jamaica, in which most Jamaicans are not going to tell you because they like to whitewash. And our people have been trained through socialization to be pathological liars. You understand? Some people after a time, they're tired of lying, that they change. You understand what I'm saying? And because they want to see better for their country, for Jamaica, they decide that this is not the right way because what we are doing is destroying society. But in Jamaica, that's how it is there. So it's very unfortunate that you have to experience that, but that's the new norm in Jamaica. You understand? But that's why you guys have to continue to use the media houses in New York to expose what is happening there, that it's a criminal's paradise, because the criminals have all the rights there. And if I am putting a big if, back in the days when I was there, the murder would be caught and arrested. But if that person who killed your daughter, this beautiful young lady, Desiree Gibbon, if that person is caught that person is, if that person goes to court and plead guilty, they get 6 months in jail, 6 months imprisonment for killing your daughter. Because in Jamaica, murderers and serial killers, they get second chance at life. It doesn't matter how many people that they kill. But that should be my next video, my third video. So I want to show you now the difference between the Jamaican system and the American system. How it's miles apart. You understand? So I want you to just stand by and listen. My deepest condolences to the Gibbon family in Queens, New York. I know that your loss is very, very painful, especially as you thought that it was one of the nicest places in the world. But that's what they show you on the TV. But in reality, Jamaica is not the nicest place in the world. I want to tell you that your daughter would be safer if she went to Bahamas. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, everything that they show in Jamaica, it's all a cost. And that's not reality for the people that live in here and tourists. A tourist, when you go to Jamaica as tourists, you must stay within the hotel bounds. That's a green zone, just like going to Iraq. They stay where they understand. That's a green zone. So once you venture out, outside the wall, you're on your own, because it's dog paradise. It's a criminal's paradise, and the criminals have more rights in Jamaica than the police. Police in Jamaica have no rights. You understand? So I'm going to, you know, educate you about how serial murderers are treated in Jamaica. I want you to stand by and hold the torch right there. Yes, my people, as I've said before, Jamaica is the only country in the world that offers a second chance to serial killers, because the government has a socialistic crime policy which has been gradually gaining traction and support from the criminal unions in Jamaica. Yes, Jamaica has criminal unions, just like you have union for workers, factories and all of those things. In Jamaica, the criminals, they are very successful, they know to spread their money, so they have unions. You understand? So, and they have, you know, and the Jamaican criminal unions in Jamaica are called human rights groups. The policies are so popular that the killers will tell you that he's going to kill you and go to prison because he knows that he will be given a second chance at life, in which is unheard of policy anywhere in the world. They don't educate people to let them know enough. Visitors and people are like to let them know that this is what is happening in Jamaica. That they have a socialistic crime policies. You understand? That the criminals, when they commit crimes, the criminals, the murderers, they are the victims. So the people who lost their loved one, as Miss Gibbon, who was killed in Montego Bay, you understand? Her family have to suck up what is happening, because in Jamaica, that's how it is, you know. The criminals, the murderers are given second chance at life. Whilst your family, you don't get any, you know, because you have to suck it up because your relative is dead. So, you know, that's how it is because of the socialist policy, you know. The killer smile in his heart because of the government socialistic crime policies in Jamaica, and not even the most murderous continent in the world, Europe, that claim to be the continent of human rights organization, do not have such policies. But black people in Jamaica do. So, as black people in Jamaica, our people have one of the worst record when they come on to murderers being paid for their crimes. Jamaica is the only country on earth to give murderers, serial killers, second chance at life, because that's how it is there. You understand? So the killer, because they know of the socialistic policies that the government have there. You understand? But black people in Jamaica, and I'm telling you, I'm sorry for them, man. But if it makes sense, you know, because it's popular with the people, you understand? Because Jamaican people are people who are always lusting for blood. You cannot have any conversation with them, any form of disagreement with them. You understand? Because Jamaican men, their ego and feelings are like women. It's easily hurt and bruised. So once you hurt their feeling, the only way that they know to respond is to use violence to kill you. I kill that boy then and this him this. That's how it is. So you have to be careful with these Jamaican people because the communication skill is very, very low. Don't watch the entertainers and all those people. They know to communicate because they're the one that feed these people with this narrative. You understand what I'm saying? So whenever they leave Jamaica and go elsewhere, they're having problem assimilating because they're realizing, wait, I didn't know that people behave like this. So they cannot assimilate to that kind of life. So that's why Jamaicans, when they try, most of them, are the educated ones, but the ones who have low IQ, if you notice, when they talk, all they're talking about is violence. And if they tell you that where they're from in Jamaica, I am going to tell you that it's gonna be somewhere that has to do with violence connotation. So if they want to leave, just like how in Portmore, they have Elijah Palmer, Vice Carter, who's in prison. He has this place that they call Gaza. Remember, Gaza is in the Middle East, and it's the only thing at Gaza that most people can point the finger at, and anything it has to do with violence. So, and Mexico and all those places. So these low IQ people, they would never have a community they call Cherry Hill or Beverly Hills. You understand? They want to be living in somewhere that called Vietnam, because Vietnam was an American war that hundreds of thousands of people have lost their lives, civilian soldiers and the likes. And so they would even name parts in Jamaica, change the community name and call it Ramadi or Afghanistan or Kabul, because it has to do with violence. Lebanon, So you have to listen to these people whenever you meet them anywhere. That's just the way they tell you that they're from. So and then you will be able to know their mindset. Listen to them if they can articulate themselves. Most of them can't because they're illiterate, because they have been told from they were young, indoctrinated and socialized that education is a white man thing, and if you speak properly, you're gay and all kind of stuff like that. So that thing, young boys, they shun education. So everyone right now in Jamaica, 2021 going forward, everyone in Jamaica, all the young boys, they want to be a killer. You understand? They know that they can kill 13 people and get 10 years in prison, and in 8 years they get parole and get a second chance at life. There's nowhere else in the world that's happening in Jamaica. You understand? The present government and the opposition party, both of them, they're in cahoots. So it's not like it's a one-party thing, because all of them pass these laws in nights, because you have to understand, the criminals in Jamaica, they have some powerful unions, and the unions, they have the top-rated and the most expensive lawyers in Jamaica. So these people have to make sure that they're making money at every angle at the expense of the poor. But the same poor people, they love the system, because Jamaica is the only place where people believe in killing people and splitting it up. Well, I kill my brother, I kill your brother, everything cool. I don't know where they get this kind of thinking from, but that is what is destroying people there. So that's why we have such a high murder rate in Jamaica. You understand? So I'm telling you. So I want you to listen, to watch and listen this video. You understand? Of something that happened in the United States of America. It's very unfortunate, but I want you to listen it to the ends. Pay special attention to everything that you're going to hear.
New Orleans, this story comes complete with a gunman, a woman in distress, a hero coming to her rescue and being shot, and then a surprise. CNN's Alina Machado has the details. We should warn you, though, the video here can be disturbing.
The surveillance video released by police is chilling. Recorded early Friday morning, it shows 25-year-old Tulane University medical student Peter Gold getting out of a car, cell phone in hand, walking toward danger. He's just seen a woman being dragged down the street, and he's trying to help. Seconds later, Gold appears with his hands up. The man in the hooded sweatshirt pointing a gun. You can't hear what Gold tells him, but police say he's explaining he doesn't have any money. A witness who wants to remain anonymous describes to CNN affiliate WVUE what he saw happen next.
I saw the guy with the gun shoot the guy in the stomach. I saw the guy fall, and then I saw him stand over him and attempt to shoot him, looked like in the face, a couple times.
But he doesn't. The gun appears to jam. Watch it again. Gold on the ground, helpless. The assailant leveling the gun. Then, nothing. Nothing other than a look of shock across Gold's face. The suspect, identified by police as Uric Kane, takes off in an SUV, leaving Gold bleeding on the ground. After a more than 72-hour citywide manhunt, police arrested Kane. They say he had been hiding at his 17-year-old girlfriend's house.
Now, he will likely spend the rest of his life in jail, as he should. And what a waste it is.
The 21-year-old is facing a string of charges, including attempted first-degree murder for nearly killing the young doctor who risked his own life to save another.
His courage is an admirable example of the fact that the citizens of New Orleans are not going to turn a blind eye to crime, and that we are going to fight back.
Police say the woman seen in the beginning of the video is okay. She suffered minor injuries. Gold, meanwhile, remains in the hospital. His family says he continues to improve and is in guarded condition.
Well, as you have seen, the video for itself, this was on CNN, so they're showing the world what's happening in Louisiana there, New Orleans. If this shooter was in Jamaica that shoot this young doctor, there would not be any press conference or anything like that to tell you what would happen to this shooter. You know what they would tell you back in Jamaica? The victim of this crime is the man with the gun that shoot the doctor. Yes, we have a set of people at a university in Jamaica called the University of the West Indies. That's all of our problem as black people in Jamaica goes back to slavery. So what they have been preaching, and it's been going on since independence, is that the abject poverty that these people are living in, it's a result of slavery. So they're victims of the system. So whenever they commit a crime, oh, poor thing, we have to treat him humanely. Give him a second chance at life. No, if you are that doctor, if I am related to that doctor, or I could talk to him, I, as a human being, as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a brother, as an uncle, as a cousin, as a friend, I would definitely encourage him that anytime you're at the emergency room and a gunman is shot and injured, and without the adequate treatment, you won't survive, I would encourage you to do that. These people are parasites. They are heartless people. You cannot show people who are heartless love. Love does not change these people. They are parasites. These are wicked, depraved mind people. And the reason why these people operate like that in Jamaica is because they have unions in Jamaica called Human Rights Group. And they have the most expensive and the best lawyers in Jamaica who are there looking out for them. And they are the victim of the system that is being perpetrated on them by same black people at the university, the ghetto University of the West Indies. Any person who have been trained at that university, educated at that university, they are all sympathetic to criminals. Because I have seen one of these so-called lecturers over the weekend talking about this guy who was boasting a DJ that he had shot himself in the foot with an illegal gun and he's not an informer. And the lecturer is saying that the police are the ones and the system in Jamaica why these youths are so violent. So you see, the problem that black people is experiencing is communicated by the same black people. They are destroying the black family. We cannot use stupid love to deal with these heartless bastards. We have to use tough love. If you kill someone, your life, you have given the right to live. You have lost all rights to live. But in Jamaica, murderers have a second chance at life, while the victims of heinous crime, family, have to weep in silence because they are not allowed to speak, because the unions for the criminals in Jamaica are more powerful than even the police, because the criminals are the ones who elect politicians and put them in parliament, and the criminals make sure that their lobbying efforts make the police force impotent, and the justice system has to abide by their wishes to give murderers 3 months. Someone could go in a church and killed a woman and video it, and you get 3 months in prison. I don't know where else in the world would that happen. My deepest condolences to Miss Carwell, who lost her life in the church worshiping. But the reason why the killer and killers have done that, because they know that Jamaica have a socialistic crime policy towards a criminal. And the victims of crimes in Jamaica are not the perpetrators, but are the victims. The victims in Jamaica are the ones who are responsible for the crimes that committed against them. Thank you for watching the Jamaica Young Police Channel. Remember to check out my video, like and share it. If you don't share my video, you won't get all the latest. Have yourself a beautiful day. And thanks again. One love. Peace.